So, what the hell? Let's play Sims 3 on Saturdays. So, our honeymooners are back home and still can't keep their hands off each other. Newlyweds, I suppose I should say. But things are kind of going to go back a little bit to normal now that we're happily married and things. Right now, I've got Jeff here going to go ahead and sign up for a career. He has a life goal of being a world-renowned surgeon. So, and you'll notice I picked up one of those nice modern computers from the future when we were there. And he's going to take accept a medical career. So we'll go ahead and see how he does with that. Let's see if he does any better than Isaac did with his job. And I just was reading up, there's some new stuff with doctors, and you can go make house calls and things. So I was kind of reading up on that a little bit. And I thought that was kind of interesting that was a possibility. I think that's definitely new. So he doesn't have to always go to the rabbit hole career. I mean, not right away. And then all of a sudden it's like, who the heck is this guy that we're talking to here? It's like all of a sudden there's this strange person in the house. We didn't have a party. We didn't invite him. Who the heck is he? Ultimately later on I figure out, because I'm trying to tell him to go away, but I don't find a way to tell him to go away. So I'm like, okay, who is he and how did he get in here? Later on, I think you'll see that I found out that he's apparently a roommate. Like, how did he get a roommate? We didn't invite any roommates. No idea. So, anyway. Here Arya is critiquing a plant. She's got one of those, I forget what the trait is, avant-garde I think it is. And so she goes around randomly critiquing decorations in both her and someone else, other people's houses. So, anyway, even she's like, who the heck are you? Trying to see if she can tell him to go away, but nope. So, at any rate, I was going to have her finish this painting, but scrap painting was the only option, so I was like, alright, fine, scrap the painting. And I'm like, ooh, we can do still life. Let's see, what can we do a still life of? Not the floor. I looked around a bunch of places, and I ended up doing just a pattern off of one of the doors that she can paint. So she was working on that, and then I'm like, okay, now how do we get rid of this guy? Don't like having strangers in the house. And for some reason, Bonehilda gets cold, and so she warms herself by the fire. I'm like, okay, I didn't realize bones could get cold. Then again, she doesn't have any skin or fat to keep her warm, so maybe that's why. Alright, so here we go. Roommate. Dismiss your roommate. Alright, goodbye. Adios. Take a hike. Alright, so, don't know how he got in, but get rid of him. Okay, and so, later on that night, a burglar tries to break in again in this house, but this time, we have a burglar alarm. Haha. The same burglar, too. Or at least I think it is. I mean, it was a female last time, it's a female this time, so I think, we've got she must have gotten let out of jail, and so the cop should be coming any moment now. Sorry if it's, the alarm's a bit annoying, but nope, there he is. The cop comes pretty quickly when the alarm goes off, but it still woke up Jeffrey. So he's coming downstairs to investigate. What's going on? What's all this racket in my house? But at this point, the cop has already subdued the criminal. Alright, so at least nothing got stolen this time, so that's a good thing. Yeah, that alarm gets a little annoying, but alright, we got the criminal. Goodbye. We can go back to bed now. Poor Jeff. So I think he's supposed to go to work tomorrow. Well, except for the fact I think it's spooky day or something like that, so I think he ends up not going to work. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens there. But there's certain days where it's a designated holiday, and see, once again, they just can't keep their hands off each other. Well, they are newlyweds after all. Well, he has a negative moodlet for being woken up by the alarm earlier, but oh, look at who wants to have a baby. Jeff wants a baby with Arya. Wonder if we should let them do that. Oh, you guys know I'm going to. So at this point, I mean, there's no way of having a multi-generational series if there aren't multiple generations. All right, and I'm gonna have him throw a feast party. I think there was a want to do that, so let's go ahead and throw a feast party. And she's already on her next painting. As you guys know, I always fast forward and cut out footage and stuff. So she's on another painting already. Working on her little painting career. Alright, so let's get Uncle Chad gets invited all the time, and of course, Isaac gets invited, and might as well get a couple other people in here. And let's see what kind of a feast party we can have. I mean, it's basically their version of Thanksgiving. Is what it is. So everyone brings a dish to share. So it's kind of like a potluck party, where they'll make a dish and everyone else brings a dish. And there we go once again. Well, what can I say? They love each other a lot. I'm not even telling them to do all this. It's just they're just like, we just can't keep our hands off each other. Let's see if they still feel that way when they're old. Well, as we remember, Isaac and Felicia were pretty lovey-dovey right up to the end too. So, well, they kept liking to sit in those rocking chairs all the time. I guess that's what happens when they get older. Uh-oh, what's going on? Well, those sneaky devils. They went ahead and got themselves pregnant. See, told you I'd let that happen. Oh yeah, and I also brought some nice modern cars for them too. They got these nice little hover cars from the future. It's kind of funny. It's like you can actually turn your present completely into the future looking thing if you want to. But anyway, they got invited to a costume party the same day that they're holding their feast party, because it's spooky day. But since she's pregnant, she can't get into a Halloween costume apparently, so she's just walking around looking like a pregnant person. Let's see, where's Jeffrey? What happened to him? She's being all avant-garde snooty there, and there he is, and apparently he's a stinky clown. I guess he should have showered before he came. But no, he dressed up as, and that's the one thing with these spooky day costume parties, is you don't get to choose what costumes your Sims wear. They just show up and turn into a costume, and it's just kind of random. You don't get to pick the costume, even if you put them in a costume beforehand. They still switch to whatever the Sims 3 decides to put them in. I'm like, okay, fine. All right, so they're back home. They made a brief appearance so that they didn't snub the person who invited them to the party, but now they came home. And I thought, well, Jeff needs to go take a bath real quick, or actually a shower. So let's take a shower so that he can be a little bit quicker, while Arya then can go and prep for feast day before people arrive. Yep, I have her cooking some. I had her cook some mac and cheese. She had a craving for mac and cheese recently, so I thought, well, I'll have her make some mac and cheese. And that'll be her contribution to the feast today. And I think some guests will start arriving fairly soon. And I'll see what they contribute to the party. Her cooking skills are slowly but surely getting better. So she's not burning things quite as often as she was. I swear I should always have my Sims cook autumn salad until they're leveled up enough so they don't burn things. Oh, there's Uncle Chad. He brought a nice plate of something. I don't always recognize everything that's brought, but yep. Everyone's bringing some nice food. And Uncle Chad's being his charming vampire self. Yep, and I think, yep, that's Dad. He's there now. Oh yeah, and I had some trouble with her mac and cheese. I was trying to put it on the table with everything else, and I couldn't. And I was like, "What? Where'd it go?" It ended up outside, so I had to kind of drag it in. But there, she called everyone to the meal, and some people came and some people didn't. But everyone's opting to eat what the other guests brought, because Aria's food's in the kitchen, and I guess no one wants to go out to the kitchen to grab a plate, so I'm like, alright. But that's alright. That's teppanyaki jumbo shrimp. Well, I'd pick that over mac and cheese too. Although I'd probably put some mac and cheese on the side if I had the option. Oh, look at that. Daddy's talking about teddy bears. Like, oh, we should get a teddy bear for the child. That's exactly what he was thinking, right? Oh yeah, and teach them how to paint. We'll see what we do with the child once the child arrives. I may try and do the trick to have a boy instead of a girl. I think if you eat certain fruit or something, you can influence if it's a boy versus a girl. We've had, we started with a girl with the series, and she had a baby girl, but it might be interesting to have a boy going forward. So now we're just going to be a little domestic, and it's Thanksgiving, and we've had guests over, and we had a nice meal together. And now we've got to clean up the dishes and put away the leftovers and everything. And we're gonna, as long as we put leftovers in the fridge, a lot of the stuff is gonna last a while, so we'll have lots of leftovers. That's my favorite part of Thanksgiving, is the leftovers. And unfortunately, I'm always these days the guest that goes to the in-laws' house. And so I haven't been hosting any Thanksgivings at my place, even though I'd love to, but they're like, no, we've got to have it at our house. So it's like, all right. So they get to have all the leftovers. Yeah, it's time for the party to wind down. Put away the leftovers, say goodbye to the guests, etc. This gal apparently was enjoying the company of Uncle Chad, who never ages, but again, he's a vampire, so. Yep, we just gotta put away the dishes. I wish, she has two hands. She should be able to pick up two dishes at the same time, but they don't let you. I guess you need to be able to have a free hand to open the fridge door or something like that, so they don't let you. See, what I would do if it was real life, or, if I was programming this thing, it's like, okay, I was looking for Jeff, and he's fast asleep, and I'm gonna have her go to bed next once she's done cleaning up. But anyway, if I had two free hands, I'd take two plates, take them into the kitchen, put them on the counter, and then one at a time put them in the fridge. But that's just me. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed this episode. It wasn't extremely thrilling, but they are going to have a baby, so I think that's cool. Until next week, take care. Bye-bye.